Hi everybody, I'm Nika Trowbridge with Remax Creative. Today I'm here with Stice from State Farm, and she's going to go over about making sure that you choose the right policies for you and your family when you purchase your home. Dawn?
Thank you so much, Nika, for having me. I appreciate it. A couple things to consider when you are buying your homeowner's insurance. You want to make sure there's three specific parts to cover. There's the dwelling itself, which is the structure, then your contents, which is all the stuff you're going to pack up and move into that home, as well as the section on liability. So you want to make sure that all three parts are covered, that you make sure you talk to an insurance agent, a licensed insurance agent, about all three of those topics specifically. One of the things you want to consider is having replacement cost on both the dwelling and the contents, which means that you get today's cost to rebuild the dwelling or part of the dwelling if there's, say, a kitchen fire, things like that, as well as the contents piece, because you want to make sure that you get to replace with today's like, kind, and quality price for that item, instead of having your insurance company take depreciation for the age of that item. You also want to talk to them about the liability piece, because that protects your assets from a lawsuit. So if someone gets injured on the property or accuses you of slander or of giving, God forbid, alcohol to a minor, things like that, if any of those things come about, the liability piece is going to help you protect your assets from a liability standpoint. You want to make sure that you sit down with your licensed agent and discuss the different coverages and endorsements that are available. There's lots out there, and a professional can always tailor that to your specific needs. I know one example is if you have a finished basement, you're going to want to look at backup of sewer and drain coverage. So if a sump pump gets overwhelmed, when we've had a lot of rain, Lexington's had a lot of rain. Yes, we've had a lot of rain. That if that sump pump gets overwhelmed and you've got damage to the structure and your contents, and most people do in those finished basements, you're going to want to make sure you've got that coverage so that there's not a mess and an expensive one on your part if you didn't have that coverage. Other endorsements are things nowadays that like a cyber event, so if your identity gets stolen, that's available now, as well as having, they call it home warranty coverage or appliances when they just get old, because a lot of typical homeowners insurance policies don't have coverage for things just getting old. But you can buy that extra coverage. Sometimes most policies can endorse that these days. As well as service line. There's service line coverage available. So the water line, the gas line, the electric coming in and out of the home. Believe it or not, most people think that's covered through that utility, through the water company or the gas company. But that's not usually the case unless you buy extra, pay extra through that company. And we're seeing with State Farm that it's less expensive to endorse our homeowners policy than to buy that through each utility company and pay a monthly fee to each utility.
That'd get a little expensive.
Yes, it would.
What I absolutely love is every year you always have us come back and go over all of our policies, whether it's life insurance, the home insurance, car insurance. So that's something definitely, you need an agent that has that great communication, because life does change constantly. I mean, you either have kids or pets or certain things or downsizing, all those kinds of things.
Definitely.
I definitely appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming over today and helping talking about these talking points.
Thank you.